Black Myth Wukong is an incredible success beyond anything we could have possibly imagined.
Oh my god!
I'm Fox, and this is RealMarcFoxx, your home for rational, reasonable, real gamers. Let's roll that intro.
You can taste it, can't you?
I was going to guess in a video that I never uploaded that Black Myth Wukong might hit 650,000 concurrent players on Steam, which would have been an incredible number for a single-player title from what is essentially a first-time developer. They've never made a console or PC game before. Game Science has always been a mobile platform developer. So for their first try, their first hand at a true console PC quality title, nobody could have expected that Black Myth Wukong would achieve numbers, making it the #1 most played single-player title in Steam history. Last I checked, the numbers were at about 2.3 million concurrent players at its height.
Holy fucking shit.
Oh, only the poor monkey's important. Everything has to be done for the monkey.
Now keep in mind, this is not 2.3 million people bought the game. It's not 2.3 million people in total played the game at some point. No, this is 2.3 some million playing the game at the same time.
What?
They're all playing actively at the time it was noted. These numbers are
astronomical.
They are unbelievable. They have eclipsed every other single-player title in the history of Steam. Steam hit its highest ever bandwidth during the preload period for Black Myth Wukong.
Of course!
This game has far exceeded anybody's expectations. I hadn't heard anyone get even close with their estimates of where they expected this game to land, and I was also way under. Now granted, a lot of these players are from China, but they're still players, and they're still playing the game. You will see some people out there, even some people you might otherwise respect, trying to lead you astray. They've fallen victim to the Psyop, which is short for psychological operation, to try to get you to hate Black Myth Wukong because it's CCP propaganda, Chinese Communist Party.
He's an innocent primate.
Well, guess what? This is from a company in China. And just because we don't like the Chinese government doesn't mean you have to hate everything that comes out of China. I mean, after all, who here says that they love the US federal government?
What a stupid son of a bitch.
I don't.
And yet, we don't hate all games that come out of the United States because the US government is not up to snuff. So why would you hate a game coming out of China just because the company is subjected to a government you don't like? American companies are subjected to a government we don't like.
Don't ever use the word smart with me.
Razorfist said it's just a Chinese game about a monkey, and I think that's very rude and dismissive, because you could say it's just a Japanese game about a plumber, Mario. It's just a Japanese game about a blue hedgehog, Sonic. Everything is just what it is. In fact, arguably the most popular franchise in history is just an American game about dudes shooting each other, Call of Duty. And yet, it's super popular and sells well. Trying to dismiss Black Myth Wukong simply because it comes from a company that exists in China is not the answer.
That's not the way.
This is a clear-cut win for gamers. If you think there's some sort of big psyop going on behind the scenes to get us to like this game, then explain to me why all the wokies out there, the woke faux game journalists, would push nonsense against the game just to get you to want to buy it when the game itself isn't woke. Are you saying that all these woke anti-gamer journalists are in bed with the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Speaking of woke anti-gamer faux journalists, Rebecca Valentine of IGN Infamy, who posted the completely debunked false hit piece article libeling Game Science as sexist, has gone into hiding. Yep, that's right, it's another left-winger who decided to lock down their X account and dodge all their social media for a little while in order to not be held accountable for their actions. Instead of doing the right thing, coming out, apologizing, and correcting her article, Rebecca Valentine is locking down all her social media and taking a break from the internet world, while the whole world of the internet is calling her out for her bullshit. From me to you, Rebecca Valentine.
You're full of shit.
Retract your article, correct it, and apologize. That's the only proper thing to do if you even purport to be a real journalist. So I've been playing Black Myth Wukong, and what is my impression? Well, holy crap. The game starts out strong. Granted, you start out as the all-powerful Monkey King with all of his powers. You cannot be killed as you're fighting against the Divine, and it's in this kind of area where there's all these clouds, and it's if you're fighting in some variation of Chinese heaven, and it's quite the spectacle. It's absolutely visually stunning, it's exciting, and it is uniquely Chinese. This is something that we really don't see from other developers. One of the best parts of getting games from other parts of the world is they'll put things in from their own culture and mythology. These are the kinds of things that, for the most part, you just don't see from American developers because we don't have that mindset, we don't have that background, we don't have that kind of mythology in our history. And while the Monkey King doesn't really come off as very likable, I'm told that that's actually pretty accurate to how he is in the original novel or book or whatever you want to call it. By the way, I ordered myself a 4-part series of Journey to the West, and my goal is to try to read through it, although it's some like
2,300 some pages.
So it might take me a minute. I'm a fast reader, but I don't know if I'm fast enough to knock out over 2,000 pages anytime soon. So what's my general impressions? Well, I really like it. It is not quite a Souls-like, but it has some similarities to it. There's no parrying or dodging, but there's a lot going on here. You can essentially level up through putting skills in different skill trees, and the game focuses on transformation and unique spells such as freezing the enemy in place, temporarily becoming a frog that lick attacks enemies with its tongue, transforming into a wolf man who has fire on his blade, and all sorts of other cool stuff. While the game is quite linear, there are some secret areas and optional bosses that, if you want to, you could skip or challenge yourself with a uniquely difficult boss near the beginning of the game. I died to this guy over 10 times, gave up, and moved on. Maybe I'll come back to him. All in all, Black Myth Wukong is one of the biggest stories in video game history
Ever.
And that's not hyperbole or exaggeration. This thing has broken several records, and that is incredible for any game from any developer, much less a game from a Chinese developer and one that has never made a console or PC game before. So, well done, Game Science. I hope to see more from the company, and despite what you may hear from people, don't buy into this nonsense about this being some big, psychological operation to get us to buy Chinese propaganda. Hey, if it is, well, the game's good, doesn't have any woke nonsense in it, and I haven't seen an ounce of communism anywhere in the game so far. I'm going to continue to enjoy playing Black Myth Wukong, and I plan to play it to completion. So, when I finish it, I'll make a video about it. Not quite a review, but something along those lines, and
that's not enough time!
Expect it to be like the Stellar Blade video. Maybe not as long, that was a long video, and if you haven't seen the Stellar Blade video, well, check it out, it's on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here, but don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and tap that notification bell icon. And a huge thank you and shout out to Super Real Gamer Drunken Dwarf and Real Gamer Cornelius Noland. And consider joining the channel. It's as cheap as $1.99 and you get to enjoy all these special perks. Click join now. And if you want to support my channel in another way, consider picking up my novel, New Tokyo. It's available on Amazon in Kindle, Kindle Unlimited, and paperback formats. Link in the description. And, as always, my friends, for Fox's sake, stay real, keep playing, and never forget, yesterday's tomorrow is today's today.
Thing sucks!
And blessed, summoned by